Hey, so we're getting right into it. This one is called Mask. This is about, well, I'll get into it after the fact, but this is Mask. It's a lot easier to put on a mask that spew my demons on a stranger or a loved one. Who have I become? Will I man up or say I don't belong in a world that conditioned me to be strong? No strength to pick up the phone, tears rolling from my eyes, desire to be left alone, slip marks on both wrists, lies I couldn't condone, like I would never be missed. Discarded too quickly, departed from hate speech, never would uplift me. This is going back sort of like receding hairlines as I internalize every word, never aligned with discernment. Will you take my. As I internalize every word, never aligned with discernment. You attempted to take my purpose. I refuse to claim cursed or tossed my worth inside a black hearse. My fake smile did not alleviate hidden anguish. Prayed through inner demons would vanish. At the sight of my affirmations, as I affirm being a light for a future generation, with an outstretched arm, I felt self worth radiate from my brown skin. I was and still am capable of changing the script. I'm not enough was the narrative I rehearsed. Thoughts that kept me with liquor in my hands for hours through those though those menacing voices grew much louder. Said I excuse me said I had no power. Excuse me. Said I had no power. Excuse me. Excuse me. Said I had no power to stand firm on my beliefs, to realize I'm not weak, to have people confide in for hours. I'm just just because I'm smiling doesn't mean I'm doing fine. Me, myself, and I, three people I denied. Uneasy about showcasing my emotions. And it's still a stigma that I shouldn't. I'm sorry. Hours. Just because I'm smiling doesn't mean I'm doing fine. Me, myself, and I, three people I denied. Uneasy about showcasing my emotions. It's still a stigma that I should stay hopeless. It's not the life I choose to live. So therapy after the mental scars. I'm through saying life is unfair. I choose self-care. Before you judge depression, think before you speak. I'm gonna say that again. Before you judge depression, think before you speak. There's a reason why I breathe life onto others, to not live behind the mask I never co-signed. Shower myself with grace. My word can never be replaced. My life is still worth the chase. I choose not to be. I choose not to escape. How was a black mask my refuge, curse, and my biggest breakthrough? My sister feverishly took the ammonia out of my hands, and I'm indebted to her. You don't even understand. Lord, this one mass is really tough because to the pandemic, I spoke about it a couple of times because we wrestled with issues with self-worth and feeling like I wasn't good enough, and because I was feeling like I wasn't good enough, I would entertain like thoughts of like not being here, then thoughts of like jumping out the window, just thoughts about like literally like swallowing a bunch of pills on my counter and then just calling it a day. Times I wanted to like literally swallow lead after I was going through mental abuse with a mentor. Um, and I even like posted it on IG because I was just like I really didn't care. Because I just literally didn't feel like I was contributing into society, or if any, I felt like nobody really cared about me, and I didn't care about myself, and I just thought like if I died, um, it was like it's kind of like in a sense like it would be like a oh wow to me, um, and I was thinking about this poem because during the time that I was going through I was going through depression. um Me and my sister, I really literally ran into the kitchen. I grabbed the ammonia bottle and she literally like grabbed it out of my hands, and I was kept saying in my head, I was telling her like, I'm just a dead rapper on the news, and whatever, nobody cares about me. And I was just repeating all those negative things um when I was going through it. And I was just not I just literally blacked out. Like I was literally in my room just like meditating on like negative things, and then like one moment it just snapped and I just literally like ran to the kitchen, and I didn't even know that there was a ammonia bottle. I just grabbed whatever I can see that I saw there, and I'm just like, well, and I just like, about to sip it, and I'm just like, you know it was one of those moments where I was just like taken back. Or it's like, wow, that was so scary for me, because I literally, my whole life has really been a roller coaster ride with ups and downs. But that was literally one of those moments where it was like, in my head, it was like fight or flight, and I decided to take, in a sense, the easy way out. And I'm not proud of it, and I'm speaking about it because I want someone else to be able to share their story, and how they've overcome adversities. And masks is basically about like I was living through a mask. I was living through post-it notes. I was giving post-it notes. I was isolating from family. I stayed in my room. I worked, but I wasn't really entertaining anything. During the pandemic, it was like everything was closed off. So the gym literally was me in my room working out, and going from home to a closed room, work to a closed room. It's just it didn't do much good for my psyche, and because the pandemic was so isolating, it was in a sense it was so easy for me to look at my demons in the face and see what really was going on with my life. And even the time that the essence, when my sister was attempting to help me not commit suicide, she I noticed the fact that I was like not in my right mind at the time, when this was going on. And when I look back at it, I had friends over the coming who came to support me during the time, but they didn't even know that I had a mask on. They didn't know I was going through depression. They just heard things were going on, and they were just like, I'm coming, like I had my phone off for a long time. A lot of people don't know I had my phone off for like, I believe it was 6 months at a time. It was crazy. Well, for like 6 months, 6 months is what I keep saying in my head, because I literally isolated myself for so long. And days, months, that's all relative in a sense. But I think for me, this that long isolation really is what really caused me to go in a downward spiral. Like, because I was like always in my head. I didn't really speak to anyone about like what I was going through, because I was ashamed that someone, as a man, that is still a stigma, that man can be weak, man can't get the help that they desire, men can't talk about their problems, and I was force feeding myself and brainwashing myself to believe that was something that was fact, instead of me evaluating um those voices, and using discernment and realizing what I needed, at the time was community, was therapy. And I didn't get therapy until after the fact that this whole thing went on. So this poem is basically about like how society, um and if you're watching, like, you could even say, so I challenge you, what mask are you wearing right now? Are you being real in your workspace? Are you being real in your in your personal life or your relationship, if you're in a relationship or not? Like, are you being real with yourself? Like, are you wearing a mask, or are you 100% authentic? Because if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I'm not always 100% authentic. And that doesn't really mean I'm fake. It's just sometimes with certain moments, and depending on the spaces, it's just like I tend to move differently with certain time and certain type of places that I'm in, but I think for me, the mask really, another layer of vulnerability I will get into is also like the times when I used to listen to, like, these, the music, the rah rah music, the gangster music, and that's had its place at the time, and I'm not knocking it. I just realized that when I first started, I started to leech on into that persona to the point where I didn't really know um what identity I wanted to, in a sense, portray in the music industry. Right now, it is a conscious mental health rapper. It wasn't always like that, and Mask is so important for me as a poem because it really is indicative of the things that I went through before. When I had the rebrand, I was Rich So Fresh, and I consider him like the braggadocious rapper. I'm actually funny because I'm actually wearing that tomorrow. I'm at the gym. My Rich So Fresh my Rich So Fresh tea to the gym tomorrow. But anyways, the reason why this poem is really important to me. Hey, how's it going, brother? Just talking about my book. It's on Amazon, and it's also on my website, on my bio. So if you want to support, I greatly appreciate it. My mental health story through the pandemic, mental abuse, self-worth, forgiveness, all of that healing is in the book, poetry book. But for me, the reason why it's so important for me to talk about that mask, because it really shaped who I am today. Like, I started off as a braggadocious rapper, and that was a facade. I used to put on the fake front. I had the baggy clothes, but I also, my first couple of videos, like, I have literally, like, on my other channel, my Rich So Fresh channel. If you go on that channel, I had like literally like I'm not sure if it's still up, but I had like a whole bunch of like hot 16s. I would do like hot 16s. So I'll do like little like acapella stuff, and then I will like do like, and I will like literally be like, oh, this is whatever, but like I will be like so like hardcore with the rap. Like it was more like punchline stuff, but more like braggadocious stuff, not like how I rap now. But and it was kind of like, it was to the point where two people were like, wait a minute, you're being fake, like you're not this gangster rapper, like why are you portraying that? And I didn't realize that I thought that would get attention, or I wanted attention at the time, and I wanted validation, and I thought by wearing a mask, a different persona, I would get the validation. And that's not something that looking back in retrospect, that I would have done, knowing what I know now, because I'm just like, no, that's not who I really am. And it's like, embrace who you are. I challenge you, if you have a mask on, why do you have it on? And why can't you be 100% authentic in your life, regardless of who's in the room? Because at the end of the day, no one could really judge you except God. But at the end of the day, like, you have to be accountable for yourself and how you act in whatever space you're in. So if you're not being 100% real, how can you expect someone else to be real to you? And I always tell myself that, like, every time I put out a record, am I being real to who I am, or am I holding back? And it's been quite a few times where I would, like, literally change lyrics and things like that. But yeah, it's still about my life, but sometimes it's just like wanting to, like, appease or cater to a certain type of, but then it's like not everyone's gonna get it. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Shantae. Appreciate you joining. Yeah, Shantae, this poem is so powerful because, like, I literally denied myself being authentic because I thought being fake was cool. I thought that was, like, I literally wore that mask, like, proudly, like, with a badge of honor. And I say that it's funny because, I thought that was, you know what I mean, acceptable, or, that would get, like, accolades. But, for me, the stuff that got accolades, really, in a sense, in my eyes, was the stuff that I was doing that was more vulnerable, like the end of stigmas, the mental abuse, and things like that. That really got more, you know what I mean, more traction, in the sense of where I was headed into as far as, like, the conscious rapper space, versus the things that I was putting out were just like disc records and things like that, and braggadocious. And I got so many. I have fly gear. I have, nice clothes, and it was just like, I'm like, yeah, it was a little bit played out. And it's like I realized that as much as I wanted to continue to talk about it, I know that that wasn't really me. So I literally had to take a long walk in the mirror, like, look in the mirror and say, hey, wait a minute, this is not who I am. And I'm glad people checked me on it, um, saying that, this is not really who you are. And then I had to question myself, like, is this persona something that I can keep on long term? Because like, if you have a persona and you think, like, yeah, I have this persona. If you're not keeping that persona 100%, people will, and it's not about people egging you on or this or whatever, talking smack. It's just more like, it's like when people see you at a certain way, they expect you to be that certain way all the time, 100% of the time. So it's like, for me, like, if I would have kept on that gangster rap or whatever, you know what I mean. Plus, I think also this in general, I would have probably, in a sense, been in a lot more trouble entertaining that, because again, there was times where, usually, I had one person in particular wanted to get people he knew, and stage a jump, stage to jump me at a performance. He wanted me to come see his set and have his people that he knew jump me, you know what I mean. And I'm like, I mean, for me, it's just like, to have to go through all that, for what reason? To keep up that gangs, it's not worth it. It's not, to entertain that. I guess it's us in trying to keep up with, yeah, yeah, it does. And that's the reason why I had to tell myself, like, it's not. I got tired because it's like, it's not who I am. And God called me to be victorious. He called me to be victorious, not, it's my custom bookmark. If you get the book on my website, I'm victorious because my past doesn't define me. And I had to really move past that space where I was, being fake and stuff like that, and really step into my authenticity and my new, renewed power. And I really had to, like, hold myself accountable. Um, Even I say, this is not the life I choose to live. Sought therapy after the mental scare, which I spoke about, was the situation with my sister, where she saved my life when I was, about to swallow ammonia. And I talk about that in the book, as well, briefly. And then, how I thought life was unfair, and now I'm choosing self care. I'm choosing to revise the narrative, to write a new script for me. Um, Again, I don't want to, hammer, the message, but I my self worth was not there, and I'm so grateful that now I'm able to find my footing and my place in the world. Because I found validation within myself. I'm able to step onto stages more boldly and confidently. And mask is about taking off the mask, being real to who I am, and not allowing the past or anyone to dictate that. So it's just like rocking in my superpower. Rocking in my superpower, authenticity. That's pretty much what this poem is about. It's about wearing my authenticity attire, if you will, because when I had the fake attire, that didn't get me anywhere. It got me into almost in a sense into a bigger trouble than I wanted, even though things didn't happen escalate, because I wasn't about to be a guinea pig to anybody's charades, you know what I mean, because I'm not stupid or born yesterday. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I'm just happy to be able to have something that is tangible, or just like in my hands. I say, like, I did it. I'm just excited. I'm proud of myself for this accomplishment. This book has been 3 years in the making, believe it or not. It's a big deal for me because it's about resiliency, and I keep seeing that word everywhere. The gala event that I performed at. She was just like that's her event was called "I'm So Resilient Gala." I see it in the ET devotional resilience every time I look at a motivational video of resilience. So it's just, I don't know. I don't want to ramble on, but thank you so much for watching. If you don't have the book, why don't you have the book? This book is amazing. It is about my story about healing through mental abuse, self-worth, journey, and also my suicidal ideation journey. Book is on Amazon. Book is also available on my website. The links are both on my bio. So if you would like to support, I take different payments. So I take Cash App, I take Zelle, and I take Venmo now. So if there's any things that are preventing you from purchasing the book, please let me know. I am able to assist you with those things. I do have I am accessible in a sense. You can DM me, and you can hit me up, and we can have a conversation about it. And I would love to see you at my next gig. I have a lot of gigs coming up. I have an event at Tribute Park. That's Friday, 7, at Tribute Park. Next Friday. I can't believe it's next Friday, and I really need to rehearse. I have an event in Parkside Lounge Thursday. I have another gig Friday, back-to-back gigs, I know. But you know what? The book is out, so if people don't know I have a book out, they should know that I have a book out. I post it everywhere, and the book is accessible. So if you can't find the book is on my bio. All you have to do is click the links. You can order it on Amazon, whatever you prefer. But if you do order it on my website, you do get a custom. You do get the bookmark, as well as my business card, and also my rich vision, or another postcard. Just as appreciation of me saying thank you for, and then also a wristband as well. So those are the add-ons I add on to it. But anyways, I do have rehearsals because I have a studio session coming up this Sunday. Another single I'm dropping. So I am out. So thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day always on purpose, and hope I want you to realize that you are enough as you are. Like I said in my song, I am enough, yes as I am, and I'm still following God's plan. I am enough, yes as I am, and care less who understands. I am enough, yes as I am. I am enough, yes as I am, and I'm still following God's plan. I am enough, yes as I am. Don't need approval from your man. That's all I got for you.